Hey everyone, welcome to Como Live, brought to you by the Legacy Amendment. My name is Kelsey, and today, as you can see, we're behind the scenes in our greenhouse area. I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the plant collections we have here, and that's the bromeliads. So they're on my left and right side on both of those benches. And most of our collection right now is behind the scenes. We do have some on display in our palm dome as well, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But we'll kind of walk down and take a look at some of the different bromeliads we have while I talk about them too. So first, let's talk a little bit about what a bromeliad is. And a bromeliad is a tropical flowering plant. So they're characterized by their really unique leaves. As you can probably see when you're looking at them, they have really thick leaves. They're pretty stiff, and a lot of times too, they'll overlap and they'll form like a rosette in the middle. There's a really good example right in front of me here too. And that rosette, as you can see, sometimes has a little water cup in the middle too. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit as well. Bromeliads, they're mainly epiphytes. So an epiphyte is a type of plant that grows without soil. So they'll grow a lot of times on other plants, like trees, and they would get their nutrients then from the air around them, the rainwater around them, and also the debris around them as well. They can also be terrestrial too. But if you think of orchids and air plants, those are plants that are also types of epiphytes too. So bromeliads, they do flower and they do produce fruit. So you can see some of these on the table here are producing the flowers right now, which is really cool. I think they have some really bright, really interesting types of flowers. And the type of fruit that a bromeliad produces is actually a capsule or a berry. So they'll flower once in their life, and then they'll produce that fruit. There's actually one type of fruit that humans eat that's produced by a bromeliad. It's actually a pretty popular fruit. So I want you to take a minute and think what fruit you think might be produced by a bromeliad. Have a minute, think about it, put your guesses in the comments. The answer is actually a pineapple. So pineapples do come from bromeliads, and when you think about it then, they are neither a pine, they're not an apple, so they're actually a type of berry. They're actually lots of little berries fused together, and you can kind of see how they might get their shape based on these other bromeliads too. We do have a pineapple plant here at Como. It's in the north garden, and it is fruiting right now, producing its fruit. So there will be a short video clip tacked on at the end of this Como Live segment that'll give you a little peek of that pineapple plant. It's actually, I think, pretty cool. So let me talk a little bit more about the bromeliad collection that we have here at Como. We're behind the scenes right now, like I said at the beginning. So this is where a majority of our bromeliad collection is housed. We have about 215 different species of bromeliads out of 3,500 total. So there's a lot of different types of bromeliads. And our collection basically started a while ago in 1975. Most of our collection came from donors who gave their plants to us, and the collection doesn't really represent a specific ecosystem. We'll kind of go back here, there's some more, but it's actually our collection is specifically to highlight the different varieties and colors and looks that bromeliads have. So it's more of an ornamental collection that we have. We have, like I said, 215 species, but we have about 500 plants total. That's because when a bromeliad reproduces, it produces a pup. It's like an offset of the original plant, and it's an exact clone of the mother plant. So then what happens is once those pups are produced, our horticulture staff would divide them, and then we'd have multiples of that specific plant too. But you can see they come in all sorts of colors, leaf shapes. I just think they're gorgeous. The flowers all look really unique. They're pretty fun. The last thing I want to talk about with bromeliads is their relationship with animals. So bromeliads, like I said at the very beginning, their leaves will overlap and they'll form a rosette in the middle. A lot of times then when it rains, that rosette will have a water cup in the middle. I'm going to see if I can find a good example here. It might have not been watered recently, so we might not see one, but that rosette in the middle a lot of times will fill with water. And that's basically like a mini ecosystem in a bromeliad. So insects, snails, salamanders, frogs, like for example tadpoles, will grow in that center. Frogs will lay their eggs in there, and it's a nice protected space away from predators. It has nutrients, it has water. Ooh, there's a good little water cup actually right next to me here too. And so it's a really good environment for animals. We also have bromeliads in our Tropical Encounters exhibit too. They're by Xena, our green anacondas enclosure. And since we have poison dart frogs in Tropical Encounters, our poison dart frogs will occasionally hang out by the bromeliads too. So I hope you learned a little bit about our bromeliad collection today. Stick around. Right after this segment, there'll be a couple short video clips of our bromeliad collection in the Palm Dome. So those are the ones on display right now, and you'll also get a chance to see the pineapple too in the North Garden. If you're interested in seeing the bromeliads on display in person, you can come visit us, but we are requiring advanced registrations at this time, so please go to our website and book a time that works for you. I think they're spectacular. I think they're a really pretty and interesting plant. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your day today, and thanks for watching.